Hello everyone, I am Professor S.N. Mane, Assistant Professor, Department of Processing and Food Engineering, Kekewa College of Agriculture Engineering and Technology, Nashik. Today we will learn about cooling of horticulture commodities, what is the need, changes and the methods of cooling. So first of all, we will see what is meant by cooling or the pre-cooling. Pre-cooling is nothing but a removal of field heat from the freshly harvested commodities in order to reduce their metabolism process and reduce the deterioration which is prior to the transportation or the storage. Now field heat means what? It is the heat absorbed by that commodity during their growing period and due to the during the respiration period, whatever heat is absorbed. Combination of these two kinds of heat we call as an field heat. Then what is the importance of pre-cooling? Why we have to pre-cool any kind of horticulture commodity? So first is nothing but importance of lag time between the harvest and cooling. Okay, so we have to reduce the time between harvesting and cooling, because this if this time it is goes on increasing, in that condition this metabolism process it will increases and there may be the chances of deterioration. So in that period we have to reduce, and in order to avoid this deterioration chances before their storage period. Then next one is influence of pre-cooling on the respiration rate. Now this respiration rate, it is related to the temperature. As the temperature is more, then the respiration rate will be faster. So this respiration rate we have to reduce in order to preserving their marketing quality. So this pre-cooling method, it will definitely influence on the respiration rate. Then it influence on the metabolism. As we know that metabolic rate, it will doubles for the each 10-degree rise in temperature. So for that we have to reduce this metabolic rate. Then next one is effects of rapid cooling on the ethylene. Ethylene, it is a hormone that is also naturally secreted in your food product, which is climatic fruit. Okay, so in that condition this pre-cooling, it will reduce the ethylene production. So these are some importance of the pre-cooling. Next one, we will see what are the different methods of pre-cooling. See, there are 6 to 7 principal methods of the pre-cooling of the horticulture commodities or the fresh produce. See, the room cooling is the forced air cooling, hydro cooling, top or liquid icing, vacuum cooling, ice bank cooler, and the evaporative cooling. One by one we will see. These methods are classified on the basis of the which kind of medium it is used for the pre-cooling. So first of all, we will see room cooling. Room cooling, it is based on the air medium. It is used for the cooling of your horticulture produce. Now this method, it is very simple. It needs only a refrigerated room with the adequate cooling capacity. And in this room, whatever produce we have to cool, that is packed in loosely stacked containers by leaving a particular enough space between these containers. See, in this is the refrigerated room which having some adequate cooling capacity. These are some containers which are having some enough space between two containers. These containers are provided with packed produce. These containers are loosely stacked so that circulation of air throughout this container will be uniformly. So, but here in this room cooling, natural circulation of the air, it is takes place. So rate of cooling is very less. So that ultimately it will take some hours or the even number of days in order to cool your produce. But this cooling capacity, it will depends upon which kind of produce we are going to be handle or which we are going to be take for that, preferring for this room cooling. Then size of your product, it is also definitely affecting. Then which kind of container you are going to be prefer, it may be plastic container or it may be wooden container, like that. Then which what is the velocity of that circulating air, and what is the temperature of that air. So these all factors are responsible for the capacity, so the efficiency of cooling. By this method, any kind of commodity you can cool. So this is all about the room cooling. Then next method is the forced air cooling. This is also the modified form of the room cooling, but this method it is rapid way of using air in order to cool your produce. Here in this method, we are using cold air, but we are forcing this cold air with certain high velocity. So that what happen here, each container it will expose to the this high velocity cold air, and it will directly removing heat from the surface of produce rather than from the surface of container. See, in the room cooling what happened there, due to natural circulation of air, heat is received from the surface of container. Okay, not that it is reaches to your main product. But here in the forced air cooling, heat is directly comes, it goes to the surface of produce, and heat removal takes place in the two steps. Firstly, heat will comes from the surface of produce over the surface of container, and from that surface of container heat will be extracted by that cold air. So that is the uh, difference between room cooling and the forced air cooling. Now the airflow, it is produced by creating some pressure difference between the two perforated sides of each container. See here, the containers are stacked inside a covered tunnels, which having, it is provided with the exhaust fans at the one end. We will see in the figure. Then here, high perishable commodities or the high value products like grapes, strawberries or the raspberries, that can be cooled by this forced air cooling within 1 hour. Here, cooling rate, it is depends upon naturally on the air temperature and on the rate of that airflow. Here, it is approximately 75 to 90% faster than that of room cooling. Now this method, forced air cooling method, it is provided with the fans, and that fans are provided with the thermostat. So that automatically shuts them off as soon as the desired product temperature it is reached. So whatever temperature as per the variety of your produce, whatever we want to maintain that temperature in that room, that temperature it is maintained by the thermostat. If this temperature, desired temperature, it reached in that room, in that condition what happened, this thermostat, which has a particular sensor, which automatically shuts them off, and you are, we called as, or we said that this pre-cooling has been over. But this method, it has certain drawbacks. What happened here, this particular air with certain velocity we are going to be providing in the refrigerated room, so that it leads to the desiccation of the produce due to the high velocity of air. Desiccation means most of the water from that commodity, there may be the removal of these kind of water from that commodity, it is takes place due to the higher velocity of air. So that is the drawback. So there may be the chances of shriveling or the weight loss of that commodity, and ultimately quality of your produce it may be reduced. So this is the figure of the forced air cooling, which is providing the horizontal airflow and the vertical airflow. See in the left hand side, this forced horizontal airflow had shown here. Your air supply, it is takes place by horizontally, and in this right hand side, your supply of air it is vertically. Means air it moves from the top direction and goes toward the bottom side, or vice versa, it comes from the downward direction and it goes in the upward direction. Or see in the horizontal airflow, your air supply it may be from the left side or the right side. See, then next method is the hydrocooling. Now this method it is classified, or in this method medium it is used, that is water. In this method, uh, your produce it is dumped in the cold water or that is passed over the running cold water in order to remove the heat. So this method, hydrocooling method, it also serves as a meaning of the washing or the cleaning of commodity. And this method, it reduces the water loss or the wilting because your source of medium for the cooling is the water. So whatever water it is inside the commodity, there may not be the chances of removal of that water from the commodity, and ultimately quality of your produce can be maintained. Here, by using this method, you can use the any kind of disinfectant in order to clean your commodity so that the spreading of diseases, it can be reduced. But this method, it also has certain drawbacks or disadvantages, like it is not suitable for those commodities which are not tolerating wet, or it doesn't tolerate the higher amount of moisture or higher amount of water, like berries or the bulb commodities like potatoes, onions, or the garlic. Okay, so for these commodities you cannot prefer this hydrocooling method. But this water as a medium, it removes the heat from the commodities approximately 5 times faster than that air, but it's less energy efficient. See, this is the figure of the hydrocooling. This is the cutaway side view of the continuous flow shower type of hydrocooler. Here, this is the distribution pan through which you can pass your source of water. This is the conveyor where your commodity has been transferred. At the below that conveyor, it may be mesh type of conveyor, so that whatever water which is coming from through the nozzle from the top direction, it will get filtered and it will be collected at the reservoir which is placed at the below conveyor. So see here, this water collected in the water reservoir, it can be recirculated for the after treatment. You can use this kind of water for the washing of other commodity. So this is the shower type of hydrocooler, and this one is the immersion type of hydrocooler, in which your commodity it is dumped in your water reservoir where already water it is present. See here, also this water you can recirculate for your another commodity cleaning. So this is all about the cooling methods. In this lecture, we learned about the room cooling, forced air cooling, and the hydro cooling. In next lecture, remaining methods we will see. So thank you.